What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today I have done the unthinkable. I finally played Genshin Impact.
How could you do this to me? I gave you 7 years of my life, and you betray me.
This could very well be the start of my Majin Act Man arc, but it's high time I let you in on another secret. I like anime.
It's impossible! No!
As upsetting as this might be, I also love anime-themed games, but I had never played what could be the biggest anime-styled game ever. What are you doing? You're scaring the pigeons away. Shut up, kid. They'll be back. They do come back usually, but what happens if one day they leave and never come back again? Just like... What? Dude, what the fuck? Timmy, I will find your father and drag his ass back here. Genshin Impact exploded seemingly out of nowhere, and I heard that the game broke records by earning over $3.8 billion in the year that it launched. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that's fucking crazy. I find it even crazier that Genshin was apparently the most tweeted about video game in 2022. So I wanted to find out, why is this game so notorious among some gamers? And why is it beloved by many others? I needed to know, why is Genshin Impact so popular? Okay, I think I am starting to understand. This video is sponsored by Genshin Impact, and whenever I do dedicated sponsored videos like this, I only have one stipulation, that I get complete creative control of the video and I can say whatever I want about it. If I don't have that, I don't make the video. But if you watch this video and you do want to try out Genshin, well, you can download it using the link in the description and pinned comment. The game is available on PC, Switch, PS5, and mobile, so you've got plenty of options. So what is Genshin? Well, it's a free-to-play open-world RPG that takes place in the mythical world of Teyvat. A world where fathers still abandon their children, and you slaughter local wildlife for the sheer thrill of it. The world of Teyvat is all about elements. That plays into the different cities, the cultures, the combat, everything. Genshin's got some fun traversal mechanics that you've probably seen in other games, like wings that let you glide over long stretches of land, a stamina bar that lets you climb up any surface. You know, to have a world this massive in a mobile game is actually quite impressive. And it just got bigger with the latest 4.2 update, which added new characters, stories, maps, and, you know, the production value in these cutscenes is
Nice.
So if you've been taking a break from Genshin Impact, or you've been curious to try it, now is the perfect time to hop back in and check out the new Fontaine region, aka the land of too much water. The game is seriously massive, and with this new update you can test out one of the new characters, Furina, and you can try out her abilities against some high-level enemies. The open world of Genshin Impact is massive, and I've only explored a very small chunk of it. You can collect resources, food, squirrel! There's all sorts of buildings and structures you can go into. Is there really an invisible wall right here? Come on, man. That's pretty bad. That's the only invisible wall I think I've encountered. Now, there's one thing to be aware of with games like Genshin Impact is if you don't have that sort of built-up tolerance to, you know, potentially cringy anime voices, might not be the game for you.
You've been a naughty boy.
Lady, are you trying to seduce a giant blob? Obviously, a big selling point, literally, of Genshin is its characters. You can collect and recruit your favorite waifus or your... Wait, what's the male equivalent of a waifu? Does that exist? Husbando. You can collect your favorite waifus and husbandos.
When it comes to wet enemies, I've got them covered.
That's not the only thing that's wet.
The electrical discharge caused by friction is only a little less shocking than love at first sight.
All right, fine, Genshin. You win. I'm ordering the body pillow. Are you happy? I'm a little thirsty. But anime babes in skimpy outfits are only one aspect of this game. All the characters have unique designs, different abilities, and play styles. You can recruit them or get them through the gacha system. We'll talk about that later. And some of them have their own personal quest lines. Now, as far as I've gotten in the game, the story of Genshin isn't the most mind-blowing thing, but it is lighthearted and it sets up the world nicely. I get the impression that the better parts of the story revolve around the characters more so than the overarching plot itself.
Wait, what are you?
You're not gonna get me.
Damn, he's all the way over there now. I think the world has a nice visual style to it. There's a ton of different activities you can do in the open world. I haven't found any that were like too complex, but you know, stuff with simple pleasures. What's most important, of course, is the combat. Now, what I think is really cool about Genshin's combat is that each character uses one of 7 elemental powers. Could be like earth, fire, air, water, electricity, plants, or ice. You can recruit up to 4 party members, and by mixing and matching these elemental powers, you get different bonuses. In universe, each element is connected to a nation and a certain god. The combat is nice because it's simple, and you can swap between 4 characters at any given moment. So like my main guy throws out wind blades that are super cool, but I can also swap to, you know, this hot fiery archer. Each character has separate levels, inventories, and health bars. I think it's also cool how the different elements interact with each other. Enemies have weaknesses that can be exploited. Some of these hilichurls have wooden shields that you can light on fire with flaming arrows. Or if there's like a wet blob, you can hit them with electricity that does more damage. Genshin feels like a game of simple pleasures. The combat is pretty easy and straightforward. It's very satisfying, but a lot of encounters are too easy. Though when I fight big ass bosses in this game, the battles are way more epic. I like this system of having fast and charged attacks that build up energy for flashy special attacks. If you play this game, you gotta get Diluc, this red-haired Chad with the giant sword. He's my favorite because he's got this endless combo that kicks ass. I think Genshin's main appeal in terms of gameplay is that it's designed to be played with any combination of 4 characters. There are some puzzles in this game. They're not super complicated, but you know, characters like Kaya can use ice to freeze water so you can move over it, or put out flaming turrets. It's not the most mechanically complicated game, so the barrier for entry and to understand the mechanics is pretty low, making Genshin a very accessible game. Ironically, the customization and leveling and optimizing your characters feels way more complex than the combat itself. But I don't have a skill issue, so I didn't spend much time, you know, messing with my character's stats and their builds. One thing that slows down the pace of the story is you're often required to level up this adventurer's rank before you can start the next chapter in the main quest. You level that rank up by exploring, doing side quests, activities, and there is a lot to do in Genshin. Although sometimes I just want to do the main quest and get new characters. The gameplay isn't just combat. Sometimes you'll have a stealth mission, gliding challenges, all sorts of mini games like fishing, farming, you can cook some grub. And the towns have a lot of vendors, NPCs, and stories to tell. Genshin is a pretty easy game, at least at the start, and I think because it's on mobile, the mechanics can't be more complex than what a phone allows you to do. But once you get to higher levels, the game does get more difficult. Of course, this brings us to the big elephant in the room, the gacha system, also known by a different term, loot boxes. I just barely understand how the currencies work, and I think that's a good thing because if opening my wallet was essential to playing and progressing the game, I would have to understand the gacha system. But I don't feel like I need to. Now you can get weapons, characters, and loot through the wishes, but as far as I've played, I've never felt compelled to buy anything or felt that the game was forcing me to. You know what I mean? Like a lot of mobile games will just straight up gatekeep later parts of the game until you buy enough stuff to power up your guy. So maybe there's a point later down the line where the difficulty goes from modest to hitting the fucking roof and a pop-up appears on screen saying, "Looks like you're a little underpowered. Money give us now? Make stronger you?" But I haven't encountered that. If there was PvP, this gacha system would have a much worse effect. I'd also like to point out that Genshin offers co-op, so that's a plus. Everyone needs a wingman when you're trying to recruit new babes to the squad. You would think that a gacha game like Genshin Impact would be super stingy with its rewards and resources, but it's actually quite generous. The only padding in this game so far is, like I said, leveling up the adventure rank, but even so, I don't think you can pay to speed that up. Oh god, maybe I'm giving them ideas. It does feel like Genshin respects my time as a player, because it doesn't resort to bombarding me with daily challenges, login bonuses. Don't forget to buy the Super Deluxe Edition. Free-to-play games can often have a bad stigma around them, but I think this is one of the good ones. And part of it is probably that it's just an anime game, and well, making fun of anime is a treasured pastime for gamers. So it's no wonder why the game is so popular, given that it's extremely accessible, it looks amazing, and has a simple but satisfying combat loop with tons of abilities and weapons to use. The massive open world is filled with activities, bosses, enemies, dungeons, it has a little something for everyone. So again, if you'd like to try out Genshin Impact for free, there's a link in the description and pinned comment. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got a date with that witch lady. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe to the Act Man for more impacting content.
Hey, that really sucked!
Thanks to Genshin Impact for sponsoring this video. All right, everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace.